In Angular, most important topic is components. A component is a class that contains application data and application logic. So what is the application data here? Application data means data what we collect as input data taken from user plus output data that is given to user. So for example, in a simple example, we are going to add two numbers. We have to read the input values A and B, right? So A and B are the input values. C is the output value. All these A, B, C are called as application data here. Then application logic means the functionality means which includes calculations, condition checking, etc. anything. So the word functionality means any kind of processing after giving input and before producing output. In the middle, whatever the operation is going on, all that is called as application logic. So in the component point of view, in component class, application data is represented as properties. In component class, application logic is represented as methods. Properties will store the input data plus output data. Methods will do the manipulation. Clear now? All of you able to understand? Now next point. Now let me show some examples about these components. By seeing the examples, then we will understand more clearly and more confident. Okay. Now let me show a simple requirement. The first example that I'm going to show is like a price discount example. Example one is the user is going to enter the price value in the first text box, and also he is typing the discount value in the second text box. So how many input values we are accepting from the user? Two input values we are going to accept, and he is going to click on some button called calculate. Once the user clicks on calculate button, we are going to do some process and providing the output. What is the output? Net price is output. Can you tell me, all of you tell me in the chat panel, what is the input values in this program? You tell me, I don't know. What are the input values in this program? Input values. Yes, all of you correct. Price and discount. So this is come under which one? Application data. Application data. Plus what are the output values? Tell me in this example. What we are providing to user? Output. Yes, net price. Net price also application data. Both input data plus output data we have to store in the form of properties in the component. Plus any processing happening here, any calculation or condition checking, any processing happening here. Which one? Where it is happening? Calculate, right? Calculate button. So okay, so functionality is nothing but calculate button. So this calculate button is an example of application logic. So both of these application data and application logic we have to create inside a class. Now we can assume the component class the any example, for example app component. So what is this app component and all I will tell later. Just a basic point is the default component name is app component. Okay, I will explain more deep details later. So just as of now, just assume that okay, the default component name is app component. Okay, app component. This is just like a main function in programming. You do know Java, or C sharp, anywhere main function, at least C language main function is available or not. Main function, just like that, app component. Okay, app component, automatically app component will execute. How exactly the technically app component executes, what is the process behind it? Okay, before calling the app component, what happens after calling app component, what happens? The deep details I will provide later. So presently believe that app component automatically will execute. Now inside this app component, we are going to place some application data in the form of properties and application logic in the form of methods. Application data means, as you told that price and discount are the application data. Price is a property. So price is a property of which data type? Number data type. And this one, discount is equal to which one? Number data type. Understanding? Next, net price also number data type. Understanding? Next, so application data is over. Then calculate. So for this calculate button, suitable preferable naming convention is on calculate click. Suppose the button name is OK, then on OK click. Button name is some delete, on delete click. Button name is apply, on apply click. Understanding or not? On click. In place of click, we can use any other JavaScript events like DBL click, mouse over, mouse out, DBL key up, key press, any JavaScript events we are able to use, any keyboard or mouse activity. In this place, any button name like OK, cancel, apply, anything. And in this place, on, always fixed. It is not compulsory. I mean, if you give any different method name also like this, it works, but it's a real-time style. In real time, this naming convention is better because by looking at this particular method name, any ordinary person also can understand that, okay, this method name is this one. So this will execute when the user clicks on the calculate button. Anybody can understand, any other developer can understand. That's why. So here we have tried the code for calculation. What is the calculation? Net price is equal to, okay, price minus discount. Right or wrong? So this is the logic. So in this example, price, discount, net price, these properties are application data. This method is nothing but application logic. Let me show the same example as it is practically. Now we are going to create a new application. I am not opening any existing application. I am not confusing you. I am going to show how to create the new project as it is freshly. In case earlier, if you are unable to follow how to create the new project, at least now you have to follow. Now listen. For this, the prerequisites is already we have installed Node.js. Already we have installed Visual Studio Code, and already we have installed Angular CLI. Alphabet to understand. Angular CLI, Visual Studio Code, Node.js already installed. Okay, how to install those already shown you in the previous lessons. Clear or not? Now I am going to show how to create the new project. So first we have to go to the specific folder where you want to store your project. In my C drive, we have already created a new folder called Angular 8 PM. In this, okay, already app 1 is there, just leave it. We are going to create a new folder like new application like app 2. In the C colon Angular 8 PM, I want a new project called app 2. How to create app 2? So first cd C colon Angular 8 PM. First we have to locate it. Practice time, you can also take a C drive, D drive, E drive, any drive you can take, any folder we can take. Okay. Now, first you have to fix the particular folder where exactly you want to place your project. There we have to place something called ng new, the application name, for example, app2. Here ng means Angular, it's a fixed word. New means we are creating a new application, it is also a fixed word. Then we are going to give actual application name, that is app2. Understand, with this name, the complete folder structure will be created. First, with that given name, a folder will be created like app2 here. After that, we are going to see lot of files will be created in this place. Lot of files will be created. So in that one of the folders will be app. See, listen. So app 2 is created or not? App 2. In the app 2, src app. Here app.component.ts, app.component.html. These two are the exact files that you are looking for. The meaning of other files and folder structure I will explain slowly one by one. The execution flow, the packages information. So other files and folder structure I will tell one by one, step by step. If you tell everything at a time, you cannot understand actually. First, you should know what is component exactly. Then I can explain something about these others. Okay. If you don't know anything about components, it will be difficult to understand. That's why. So practically, very practically, you should see what is components by a few examples. Then I can understand some theoretical topics about this folder structure and okay, module system and others. Okay, many related topics. That's why. So first, very focus on the components topic. Okay, don't divert your mind about folder structure or what is the flow of execution, how it is loading. Okay, don't bring this type of questions. Okay, listen. So first, app2 folder is there. Understand, app2 folder. There, src folder. Look carefully. src folder. Inside src folder, app folder. There, what files exactly you require? app.component.ts, app.component.html, and a little bit app.module.ts also required. Only 3 files we are currently working with. Okay, others just ignore. Right. So anyway, not only that particular files, we have to open the complete folder structure. Means app2 folder we have to open here. In SQL and Angular 8 PM, app2 folder is available, right? That folder we have to open. So go to Visual Studio Code, File menu, Open folder. All of you must practice. While practicing, you have to follow same steps. Try to observe carefully. File menu, Open folder. In the File menu, Open folder, we have to choose which folder? SQL and Angular 8 PM. App2 folder is newly created or not? That folder we have to choose. Once you click on app2, click on select folder. Now you can see app2. Now by default it is showing like this only. I mean E to E, src like this only. We have to open src. Click on which location? src. Inside that, which location? App location. Inside app, which location we have to open? app.component.ts we have to open. Understand? app.component.ts. So double click on this. It's a TypeScript file first of all. That's why file extension.ts. Next, already it contains some default property like title. So we don't want it. It is just for example purpose. We can remove it. And one more thing, meanwhile it is installing some packages internally, don't disturb it. Okay, just to keep this console window minimized. Okay, don't disturb that. If you interrupt this packages installation, if you close it like this, okay, so the application will not work. Okay, it will take some time. Meanwhile, you can work with this project, not a problem. Already we have opened the folder, right? We can open the folder and we can choose, okay, app2, and we can continue like what we are doing. Now, here, exactly here, we have to create these properties: price, discount, net price. Check it: price, number, data type, discount, number, data type. Net price also number, data type. That's all. All the input values, output values we have to store here. Next, and after that, what is the method name? Tell me. On calculate, click. Means when the user clicks on the button, what exactly we are going to do? Simple. This dot net price is equal to, okay, this dot price minus this dot discount. That's all. What is the meaning of this? This means current object. Current object of which class? App component. But you may have a doubt like, are we creating any object for the app component class? No, automatically system will create object. Generally in the programming languages, we have to create the class. Based on the class, we have to create object. But in this example, what's happening? Class only we are going to create. Object is being created by the Angular framework automatically. Okay. So believe that automatically framework is creating object. That automatically created object is represented as this keyword. This means current object. But remember, when you execute your program, you are getting one object. When I execute the same program, I am getting another object. For every execution, we are getting a new object. Like this 100 users have executed 100 objects means 100 users have executed 100 times means respectively 100 objects you will get. For every execution, fresh object will be created, I am saying. Understand? So that current working object, presently which object is created for the app component class, that object is represented as this. Presently, if I execute the program, for me, framework will create an object, right? That object is represented as this keyword. Understand? Okay, right. Next, so with this, the component development is over. Simple. Component is easy only. Create the properties, create the methods, over. But you will never think about how to create the text box, how to create the button in the component, because component only contain the programming logic. This component will not contain design logic. Where you will place the design logic? Design logic is nothing but HTML tags. Understand? So application logic means the programs, the coding we can say. Okay, design logic means the HTML tags. Then where you will write your HTML tags in the other file called app.component.html. First of all, these two files interconnected only. So in the app.component.html, by default some output is there that we are going to remove. I'm just placing hi. Hi, just whatever you wish you can write. Now, first how to execute we will see. How to execute. Okay, here packages installation successfully completed automatically. Then we have to give cd. Don't forget cd. Understand? Above what is the command we have given? Ng new means after a lot of process the packages are ready. Now after that we must give cd. Cd which one? The application name. What is the application name we have given above? App2, right? The same application name we have to provide. Understanding? See, in the open folder, what is the folder name we have selected? App2. Same folder we have to locate here, app2. Everywhere app2 we have to go. In the ng new command app2. In the Visual Studio Code window file menu open folder app2. Here app2 we have to choose like this. And in the command prompt window also we have to give cd app2. Everywhere app2. App2 is just a user defined name. In place of app2 you can give any other name. Maybe tomorrow I will give app3. Next to tomorrow in your real-time application you can give any different project name. Okay, now next we have to give ng serve command. It's a fixed name. Ng means Angular. Wherever you see ng is nothing but Angular. Serve means compile and execute. Serving means what? Compile and execute. It will take some time. After 1 or 2 minutes it will be really ready. Just wait for that. Wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, we are getting a set of 5 files. In green color it will show 5 files. Just wait for that. 5 files will be shown. Then it's ready to send request. Meanwhile, you can check the port number. What is the port number? 4200. That means if somebody send request to 4200 port number, automatically our program will ready to execute there. Okay, now in green color we got some 5 files, right? Check there. Green color. Main.js, polyfills.js, runtime.js, styles.js, vendor.js. Okay, once you got these points, now we have to give the command localhost 4200. Now we are getting over. Really? Angular codes is over. Okay. Now listen. So whatever we have typed, same thing we are getting. Understand? So you type blah 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 here. Whatever you type here, same as it is you will get. Once we save, automatically page will refresh. While learning HTML or CSS, we have to save, we have to refresh. But in Angular, since it is running based on the localhost server, automatically the page will refresh. It is regenerating the main.js, plus immediately it is sending a signal to the browser. So browser will automatically refresh the page. Okay, whatever the process it may be, just the moment once we are pressing Control yes, automatically the page will refresh. Now we can see right side. Anyway, the thing what is required really is div tag, price, label price, input type we call it text. But the requirement is once the user types something in this particular text box, this text box value automatically should be updated in the respect to price property, right? So that is our actual requirement. That's our challenge. Now listen. So whatever we are typing in the text box, that should be automatically binded or connected to this particular price property. How it is possible? Through ng model. ng model is like a bridge between the property and the text box. In the text box, something is typed by the user, right? This text box value automatically should be updated into the respective property. And reverse. Reverse means if you programmatically assign the value into price property, automatically the same should be updated in the text box. Text box value into property, property to text box. Automatically value exchange every time. For each modification, the value automatically updates. But when it is possible, when you connect them by using ng model. So square brackets, round brackets, all of you able to understand. We have to write it as it is only. Square brackets, round brackets, okay, ng model. Square brackets, round brackets, ng model. Equal to here, which property of the component you want to bind there? Binding means you can say connecting. Okay, which property you want to bind there? Price property, right? For this text box, which property? Price property, that's all. Now onwards, okay, every time when the user modifies something in the text box value, suppose we have typed 3000, immediately this latest value automatically gets updated in which property? Price property. The updation from the text box to price property happens automatically. Always and always we can just believe that, okay, Angular will take care of that. I don't know the reason, I don't know how it happens. Angular will automatically becomes responsible to update this 3000 or any other value, whatever you type there, this value gets updated into price property at any point of time. That is a responsibility taken care by Angular. Okay, we can just blindly believe it. But now practically what happens is, the moment once you type this coding and save it, now nothing is coming. Yes, while practicing, you will get this kind of thing only, this kind of situation. We have typed some code, okay, you will get nothing. Listen, first of all, if you forgot to give ng serve command, I mean, I actually have stopped this. If you forgot to give ng serve command, we are getting one type of error saying that page cannot be found. This type of error, unable to connect something. Okay, so this is one type of error. If you are seeing this type of error when you give localhost 4200, which indicates you forgot to give ng serve. And also you have to give ng serve command in the app2 folder only, not in the Angular 8 PM folder and not in a different folder. Exactly what is the application name we have created above, in that particular folder only we have to give ng serve command. That is very, very clear. Okay. And also it may take around 1 or 2 minutes to be ready. Then only we can give localhost 4200 command. Clear. Next and after that, so and we come back. Okay, we have given the ng serve command correctly. We are getting the output also, but now we got blank output. Okay, just a minute. Now listen, yeah. So like this, blank output, blank. Just we got blank. So this kind of situation happens. So which means that you have to open the browser console and see the error message. Always remember, we have given ng serve command correctly. It is not showing unable to connect, but it is showing blank output. You can see icon above. A for Angular. Angular icon you can see. You can see the Angular icon, but it is showing blank output which means that we have to open the browser console and check for errors. Understanding? How to open that browser console? Right click inspect element or keyboard shortcut F12 in the browser window, F12, not in the Visual Studio Code window. Somebody is right clicking on the Visual Studio Code window and asking for inspect element option is not there in my system. It is not correct. Somebody did it. Okay. So right click on the browser, inspect element. Then console. Okay, now it is showing error saying that cannot bind to ng model since it's not a known property of input. Yes, this is the perfect error message. The reason ng model is unknown. Why it is unknown? Technically, ng model is inside a forms module. Our module is app module. App module should include forms module. Forms module is predefined module. App module is user-defined module. Our user-defined module, that is app module, should import forms module. First of all, what is module? What is the meaning of app module? What is the meaning of forms module? And why we have to import? If you import, what happens? If you don't import, what happens? This type of lot of questions. One by one I will explain. So one by one, day by day, our knowledge will be improved. So as of today, just believe that, okay, we have to import to use text boxes with the ng model. We have to import forms module in app module. Otherwise, error will be, what is error we are getting? This error you will get. Okay, this error will get like this. Remember this. Okay, how to import? For that reason, we have to open app.module.ts below here. This one, app.module.ts. In the app.module.ts, we have to import, okay, forms module from which package? Angular/forms. @Angular/forms. We have to type it fully. Okay, anyway, the technical details behind it I will tell later. What is a package? What is a module? What is the meaning of forms module? What is ng model? Why we have to import? Okay, like this n number of questions we have. One by one you will understand. So just to execute the basic example, we have to do like this, blindly follow. Okay, as of now, blindly follow it. Step number 1, import forms module from Angular/forms. Step number 2, add the forms module after browser module, not before. Right hand side of the browser module only, forms module, not left side. Now, the moment once we save, automatically page will refresh. Automatically, just within 2 or 3 seconds, page will refresh. It is showing a message below also, recompiling something. So page will refresh. Now it is working. Now what's going on? Once we type something, whatever you type, so for example 8,000, automatically, just automatically, this 8,000 we can expect internally it will update in the price property. We cannot see the change. See, we don't see the change. Okay, price equal to 8,000 it became, we cannot see practically. We can just believe it happens. Clear? So now same like this, we are going to create the discount. And one more thing, you can say disconnected, it is saying ignore this message. Because previous application was disconnected. Now freshly we are connecting now. So this is the message regarding the previous application. Before modification, previous application was disconnected. It is saying ignore it. Okay, anyway, just like how we have created price, okay, we have to create discount. Same thing repeats. Now we can believe that we have typed price 8,000 means this 8,000 automatically gets updated in which property? Price. Now anybody tell me the latest value of price property? Yes, it is 8,000. So we don't see any difference in the output in the console or above anywhere. We don't feel any difference, but just we can believe that. We can believe that 8,000 automatically updated in the price. In case if it is not updated, it will be showing error actually. It is definitely updating, we can believe. And discount is some 250 we are typing. This 250 will be automatically updated in the discount. Again we modify 10,000. Now 10,000 is updated into price. Now latest value of price is 10,000. 8,000 overwritten. Forgot that old output. Latest only it will remember 10,000. Now we are updating 450. Now again we are updating 12,500. So now price equal to 12,500, discount equal to 450. It will simply forget what was the previous values. Previously have you entered 8,000 or 10,000? Forget everything about that. Latest only it will remember. Okay. So now the present latest value of price is 12,500. Okay. Latest value of discount is 450. Okay. So just to understand, okay, just to make you believe, I'm doing one thing. Okay, just console.log of this dot price. Okay, we have written the code like this. We are just displaying the current value of price and discount in the button click. And how to call this method in the button click, that is actually easy. So we are going to create a button, right? Input type equal to button. Input type equal to button. Value equal to calculate. when the user clicks on this calculate button, we are going to execute a function, method. What is the method? On calculate click. This method name we have to give here. First, which event? JavaScript events, click, dbl click, mouse over, mouse out, any event. So click is equal to some method name. Now what's happening? When you click on this button, this method should execute. In this method, what's happening? This console.log will execute. Just presently, if you click on the button, what is the default value? Undefined. Understand? Why we are getting undefined? Because text box is undefined, not there. We are not typing any value, right? Price is undefined, discount also undefined by default. Default value undefined only. But if you type something, 4,500, click on calculate. Can you tell me what is the output you will get? What is the price, comma, discount? You can type in the chat panel, price, comma, discount. If you click on OK, as of now, what is the price and discount? Tell me. Yeah, correct. So price 4,500, discount undefined will get. Yes, correct. Because 4,500 immediately this text box value very immediately updated into price property. Okay, how it is updating? How it know that this text box value should be updated into price property only? That's what this ng model. This ng model just connects. Switch and bulb. Don't know switch and bulb. So switch and bulb, we are connecting them. Once the connection is established, n number of times, every time when you press the switch, bulb is on. Countless number of times we keep on switch on, bulb will be on. Like that, any time when we modify the value, countless number of times we modify the value, automatically price should be updated. So the connecting point is this one. And the connecting point always constant. Okay, like that. Now check it. So next 250. Now latest value 4,500 and 250. So just we have understood. Now we can believe that price and discount is updating. Now if you can add the net price value, net price 10,250, calculate. So price is 10,000, discount is 250. We can understand that now. But net price is not assigned. We have just declared the property. We have not given anything, right? That's why undefined. So what we have to say, this dot net price is equal to this dot price, okay, minus this dot net price, this dot discount. We'll write it here. Now check it. Again we are typing something 9,000, some 740 something. I click on calculate. So now we are getting like this. Understand? So this 9,000 getting updated into price. 740 updated into discount. Net price is undefined. Now we click on the button. When we click on the button, automatically this method is coming. In this method, price minus discount, that is 9,000 minus 740, that is 8,000 some change, 8,260, that will be stored into net price. The same we are printing here. Okay, so just why we are using console.log, just for our understanding purpose only. We don't show this to the user. User should not get all this console. Just for our developer point of view, understandability purpose only. Just for learning only, we are using them. Okay, so how to show this net price value to the user? Listen. So below the button, we have to use a double curly braces. To show output, what we have to use double curly braces. Which property value you want to display? Net price value. And some text you want to display like net price. First a label like net price. This this net price text will be as it is appear like this. In this curly braces, in this place, actual value will appear. And after giving something, then net prices appear here. If you try once again, okay, we are getting updated. Actually, if required, we can also type all the values. Like suppose price value we can display, discount also we can display. Everything we can also display. But generally, I think it's not required actually. See, immediately same value, whatever type above, immediately updating here. Immediately. The moment once we type anything above, immediately below it is updating. Check it. Okay, click on calculate. Now net price also updating. Because when we click on the button only, at that moment only, we are calculating net price, not before. Okay. So I think this one is not required. Just for understanding, if we keep also not a problem, but in real time point of view, this part is not required. Actually, in the user point of view, which is required only, this part is really required for us. So overall, what you can understand mainly, okay, to bind a text box with the property, we have to give input type equal text, square bracket, round bracket, both we have to use. Square bracket has a different meaning, round brackets has a different meaning. Curly braces has a different meaning. Okay, I will tell the details later. Brackets difference also will tell later. So first, very practically you should understand, then you can understand some deep details about theoretical. Okay, so practically you should understand, that's why. So square brackets, round brackets, both we have to use exactly in the same way. So NG model, NG small, M caps. So property name can be anything like price or discount, anything. Next, to display the value of a property, what we have to use, double curly braces. Okay, these two are the points that you should understand. Plus, also we have to import forms module in the app module. Okay, right. Now, okay, this example over. Now, similarly, we are going to create one more example right now. So, similarly, just login form. Okay, just username, password. Login form means obviously username, password. Okay, login button. So assume the correct username, admin, correct password is manager. If admin and manager is given, then it should say successful login. Successful login. In the green color it has to show. In case if it is invalid login, it has to show the red color. This is the requirement. Either green or red should be applied. Okay, either of these. Okay, let us see how to do this. Okay, now listen. In this one, can you tell me application data? No, all of you wrong. All of you said that username and password. Okay, it is wrong. There is one more message. Third variable, message. Successful login or invalid login, anyone message, right? Yes, message or result, anyone message, anyone extra variable is required. So 3, username, string data type, password, string data type, message, extra variable, message, string data type. That's all, 3 enough. Now, any application logic here? On login, click. On login, click. There we are checking the username, password, some process happening. That's all. This is the requirement. So remember this application data and methods. Same thing we are going to create in the program. Okay, now I don't want this old application. I'm closing this. How to close this application? This closing process also you should know. Listen, closing process is go to file menu, close folder. All of you able to understand? File menu, close folder. So it will close the tree structure window, files, everything. Just it will make it like empty, fresh screen. Okay, fresh screen. Plus here we have to press Control C 2 times. Control C, Control C 2 times. Then it will stop that ng servo command. Now to come back to previous folder, one step back, cd double dot. All of you try to follow as it is. We have to practice. Okay. Now we are at the which location? Angular 8 p.m. location. Already app 2 is created. App 3 we are going to create. How to create app 3? Ng new app 3. Press enter key. App 3 we are going to create. Application 3. Okay, we can give any other project name also instead of app 1, app 2, app 3. Now app 3. It is taking some time, long time to install the packages. Don't worry about it. So just folder structure immediately created. Files and everything immediately created. Actually, it is taking this much time to load the files into node underscore modules. Here node underscore modules is not loaded. It will come later. Once this process completed, node underscore modules will come. So in order to load, it is taking some time. So meanwhile, we can write the coding. But execution, before execution, node underscore module should be there, of course. For coding, node underscore module is not required. For execution, node underscore modules required. Okay. Now listen. So we have opened app 3. All of you able to follow? File menu, open folder. I'm selecting app 3. Select folder. That's all. Now src app app.component.ts, app.component.html, app.module.ts. 3 things here to open. app.component.ts, app.component.html, app.module.ts. First in app.component.ts, what we have to do? Remove this title app 3. As per our requirement, what we assume username, password, message. Okay, input data, output data, both are properties. Next, on login, click. Actually, we can also give any other different method name like this also we can give. Okay, but it is a good practice of programming to give this type of name. Okay, now actual coding is what if username equal to, see, feel that user clicks on the button, but automatically this username value, suppose in the username he is typing ABC, this ABC will be updated in the username property. Okay, automatically through ng model it will update, right? This password, suppose he is typing XYZ in the text box, that will be automatically updated in the password property. Just believe that. As of now, username ABC, password XYZ. Okay. Now this ABC and XYZ we have to check. Directly we can check. No need of getting the value from text box. Yes, for every program, separate app folder, separate individual folder structure will be there. Okay, so okay, ABC XYZ. This text box value is in the ABC. This second text box in the XYZ. Okay. Now we have to check if username equal to admin, password is equal to manager. Then what should be the message? Successful login. Otherwise, invalid login. Okay, so username, password to input values, message is output value. All these are properties. When the user clicks on the login button, we are going to check the username equal to admin and password equal to manager, then successful login or invalid login. We have just assigned into message. That's all. Now coming to HTML code, app.component.html, delete it. Now here, login, username, ng model is equal to, which property tell me here? Yes, username. Next, okay, Rupak, when we give ng serve command, automatically it will compile. Ng serve is nothing but compile plus run. Okay, now listen. So password. Okay, password. So first text box binded to username property, second text box binded to password property. When the user clicks on the login button, what does the event tell me? Event. Click, double click, focus, blur, key up. Which event here? Which event tell me? Click, click event. Click equal to on login click. So means exactly your responsibility is that very make sure this method name as it is must be there. If you give wrong name, you will get error. Okay, including casing, uppercase, lowercase, as it is we should get this name. Exactly, carefully check it. This name exactly must match, including brackets. Okay, now so that's why overall what happens when you click on the button, this method will execute. But we are updating the message into message property. But where to show that message we have to decide or not? Here. To show output, what we have to use double curly braces, right or wrong? Double curly braces. But by default, you will get error for this because of ng model. We are using ng model means compulsory we have to import which one? What we have to import? Tell me what we have to import. For ng model, what we have to import? Forms module, not component. Forms module we have to import. Okay, forms module. So where we have to import it? Go to app.module.ts, import forms module. Okay, that deep details I will tell later. We have to add this one plus this one, both we have to add. Then, okay, now how to compile, tell me. First we have to give cd that app3. Okay, Now here compile plus run. How to compile and run? Tell me. Compile and run. How to compile and run? ng serve, ng serve, ng space serve, ng serve. It will take 1 minute, I think. Okay, then we have to give which URL? Localhost 4200. Localhost 4200. Okay, it will take just maybe 1 or 2 minutes. It will take this one. Okay, in green color, once you can see the files like main.js, etc., then it's ready to use. Okay, so we are just typing some username password. We are getting invalid login. That's correct only. Admin manager. Successful login. But what we are expecting here, green or red, right? Then what to do? We have to add one more extra property. To store the color, we have to create one more property. Okay, message color extra property we are going to create. Message color extra property. One more application data. Okay, then we have to assign message color equal to which color you want in this case of true. In case of condition true, which color? Green color. Otherwise red color. That's all. But directly this one will not be applied for message. Still we are getting same output only. So we have to apply this message color, okay, to this one. We have to take some tag like a label tag. Okay, we have to give style dot color. Style, style means CSS. CSS style dot color. In place of color, anything like color, border, padding, and CSS, border, padding, font size, font family, anything, any CSS property we can apply. Style, always style, fixed one. In place of this one, you can give any color, any CSS property. Message color is nothing but this property name. This can be anything. Message color can be anything. This property name should match here. So overall what happens, dynamically whichever you have assigned either green or red will be substituted here. In place of this message color, either of the green or red will come. So in that way, okay, now this one is equal to red as of now. But now after that, if you give admin and manager, now in that place we got green. Okay, in this place the value will substitute at runtime. That's all. So these are the ways how to just create the basic application. So just based on this, you can try a small example like small task I will give. Small example. Of course, you will never practice, I know. Just okay, for my responsibility, I'm giving one example, one task. Okay, don't practice. Okay, just I'm giving name, is, and some OK button. Once I click on OK button, I'm expecting a message. Suppose name he has typed Scott. Some name he has typed, I don't know, 20. So here output is Scott's age is 20 years. Okay, in this place this name should come, whatever you have typed in the name. In this place, the second text box value should come. It should be like a normal sentence. This overall output should be like a normal sentence. Okay, so just create this program, that's enough. Okay, once you create this basic program, then we will have a basic confidence that I am able to do something. Then we'll go more details about the technical things. Okay, so all of you clear with this finally today? Check it.